Discovery video 179 at Delaware Park once again. I highlighted the race condition. It's a claiming 20,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime. That is a 5-star preferred race. Let's take a look at those listing of those races. From the home page, I'm going to log into the free area, and you're going to see a Discovery video button upper right corner. It's always there. Click on that, takes you to the page with all the videos. Click and watch. And under the red arrow here on the right, it's my listing of value odds and overlay preferred races. Why do you think it says value odds and overlay? Well, you know, a value odds horse is a horse that has, that value odds icon. Well, what would be a situation where an overlay would be considered well, you've got two situations. A, you're looking at a 5-star preferred race in which there is no value odds horse, which this video is one of those races. Or B, the value odds horse is bet down to 4-1 and there's something else in Group A that looks attractive. Okay, so I've got them all rated. Here's all your conditions. I've got them all rated from 1 to 5 stars, 5 being the strongest. There they are. And the race we're looking at here is a top-rated 5-star. Can't get any higher. As far as a single condition, claiming races with a condition. It'll always have CLM, the claiming price, and then some sort of numbers and letters to the right of the claiming price. Sometimes it's just a letter, okay, or one letter and one number. But anything next to the claiming price, any combination of numbers and letters or just a letter, makes it a conditional claimer. That's a 5-star, top-rated, preferred race. Now, once I find and I identify with this race as one of those, my first objective is to find the value odds horse in Group A. Obviously, that's where they are located. But I'm looking here at Group A, which is your top 4 picks. I don't see a value odds horse. Okay. Well, what do we normally do when we have a value odds horse? Because we're going to do exactly the same thing. And I want you to put your brain on simple mode and basic common instinct and basic common knowledge mode. We horse players are very intelligent people. Me, you, we're intelligent people, but we tend to not believe, because of the intelligence that we possess, we tend to not believe that some things that are simple or that use common sense, basic common sense, couldn't possibly work well in a beneficial way for us. Okay, that's one of the flaws of being an intelligent horse player. We don't believe simple works, and I've showed you almost 600 videos now about how simple works, and we're going to apply that same thing here. Even if we had a value odds horse, we don't know if we're going to play it. We got to see the odds near post time. Why? Because that's the most important thing. So let's check out the odds near post time in this race. Okay. The 6 horse was 3-5. A non-winners to 2 lifetime claiming race, there really shouldn't be any horse 3-5 because all these horses, they're in a non-winners to 2 lifetime, so they've only won 1 race. They haven't really established that much yet, and the maiden winning race doesn't necessarily point in a very good direction of what the horse is going to be, because maiden races can be, very, very up and down depending on the quality of the field. But in any case, the 6 took the money at 3-5. All the better for us. And the 4 horse was 4-1. The 3 horse Silver Applause was 7-1. And the 1 horse, Sea Ladies Warrior, was 15-1 near post time. So as you look at Group A here, you're looking at a 5-star race, but no value odds horse. Look at your odds in Group A What would you do in a situation like this? Well, technically you can pass the race, but at the tracks that I make videos on, you know, Belmont, Hollywood, Delaware, etc., just look on that Discovery video page, and where you see me making videos, those are the tracks where the money's at. Delaware is one of those tracks, and I can tell you something. I'm going to tell you a little secret. You see a race like this where you don't have a value odds horse, so that simply means there is no horse rated in the top 4, which is Group A, that is 8-1 morning line odds or higher. Okay? Now, we usually use the first 3 positions, but if there's no value odds horse in the top 3, but the 4th pick was 8-1 or higher, it would be a value odds horse. As you can see here, Ladies Warrior, 6-1 morning line, which is just 2 points away from being a value odds horse. True odds, our true odds, are also 6-1. Okay? Now, the betting public is not on this horse at all. And I'm going to show you some basic things that are going to blow your mind on how simple this is, and how simple all of this was put together. But remember, this is the most important thing. I have no value odds horse. C Ladies Warrior is the obvious overlay in Group A. She is now my attention focus. Let's see what's going on with this horse. Because, you know, I've already decided I'm going to make the bet because the odds are 15-1, and what I need is 10-1 or higher, by the way. On any play that I make, I need a minimum in the neighborhood of 10-1 or higher, okay? Or I simply will not place the bet. So obviously 15-1 is in my wheelhouse, so to speak. Now, okay, we've isolated C Ladies Warrior based on the fact that she's being let go at overlay odds. What's going on with the horse? Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the weight off icon. Now, you're going to notice there's no other horse in the race that has that icon. That means, and what that icon indicates is the horse is getting a minimum 5 pounds or more weight off from what it carried in its last start, most recent start. Okay? That, for me, when there's only one horse in the race that qualifies for that, that's proven winning overlay angle 16 from my first book, the free book here on the free page. And you know, a lot of horse players and handicappers just do not give credit to the weight issue. It's a big debate, but I'm not here to tell you my opinion. I'm going to tell you what I have found. 17 years of research using these reports, and that was one of the oldest angles that I recognized. It had. Let me just read to you what I wrote. Look for races more potent in lower class levels and John Moore's preferred races. Well, a claiming 20,000 non-winners at 2 lifetime is that's a low class level, and it is a preferred race in which there is only one horse in the race who has this icon and has near post time odds of 8-1 or higher. The weight issue with handicappers has been a big debate over the last several decades. What we have found to be accurate through my 17 years of research is that weight is less of a factor the higher the class level of the race and the racing circuit itself. So basically what that's saying is, at your higher class circuits and races, and of course, you know, your top circuits are New York, California, Southern Cal, Kentucky. You know, at those tracks, at the higher class levels, weight is not much of an issue compared to, you know, a lower class level. Like, for example, this race is a non-winners of 2 lifetime claiming race. Okay, that falls into the category. Delaware Park is not an A-rated track. It's not a top echelon like Belmont Park and Hollywood Park and Churchill Downs. So, I mean, that is perfect so far. Therefore, the weight off can be become a very potent angle in lower class races at all distances. Maiden claiming races, non-winners of 2 lifetime, that's what we're looking at. Non-winners of 3, cheap claiming races, conditional claiming races, etc. It is not uncommon for a horse who has shown little or not much positively lately to all of a sudden spring to life at overlay odds once qualifying for this angle. Okay? Some shrewd trainers know how to play the game and are avid bettors themselves. These types of trainers wait for the right spot to pop, then get the weight off with a condition allowance, age allowance, bug boy, or any other combination of things that allows the weight coming off. Okay? However, it is not mandatory to have anything else besides the magic lone weight off icon in offering at big odds. Okay. Now remember, this is not my handicapping opinion about the weight issue. Plain and simple, at your lower class level races, meaning not your graded stakes, not your non-graded stakes, and really not even in your high level allowance races. At everything else below that, the weight off lone horse with the weight off icon is the only horse getting the 5 pounds or more weight off, the only one in the race to do so from its last start. I have found this to be very, very, very potent through 17 years of research. And this is one of the most topics that people love to debate with me. And once again, I will show you, wait till I just show you the result chart and you'll see the obvious sign. And it doesn't matter that this is 6 furlongs, because a lot of players will say, 6 furlongs, 123 pounds, 110 pounds, what's the difference? Well, like I said, the difference lies in the fact that this is a lower class race, and I have found it to be true. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to get the point across clearly. I have found it to be true that angle 16 comes up big in lower class races. The lower the class, the better. The lower the class, the circuit, the better. Now I'm going to blow your mind. I don't care how many days off since this horse raced. And I will tell you how many days it's been. It's been 46. Okay? Not much as far as workouts. The 73 is not a whole lot of action for a horse that hasn't raced in 46 days. Okay? But that is not a factor here that I'm even considering, because why? Because I am taking a risk, and all gambling is a risk. I am attracted at the reward of the risk. And remember, all gambling is a risk. Gambling on the 3 to 5 shot is just as much of a risk as playing the 15 to 1 shot. Gambling is a risk, but my reward for my risk is worth, looking at certain things in different ways. Now, angle 12, I don't talk about a whole lot because it's an obvious angle. And like I said, here again, it doesn't matter how many days since its last race. But these are your finished positions and horses that were in each race. So 3 starts back at Laurel, it finished 5th in a 7-horse field. Then again at Laurel, it finished 4th in a 5-horse field. Now, I don't care how many horses in the field. I'm only looking at finished position, which has gone from 5th to 4th, and then over to Pimlico, in which he finished 3rd. Do you see the subtle improvement? But then you ask, I know your question's going to be, but John, he hasn't raced in 46 days. There's your answer. There's nothing more predictable, excuse me, in this game. There is nothing more predictable than 5, 6, and 7-year-old geldings. They're like clockwork. They're like the old man who's worked at the company 30 years, and he shows up for work every day for 30 years and never misses a day and never comes in late. You can always count on the 5, 6, and 7-year-old geldings to most often repeat or continue the patterns that they have shown. Okay? You follow me so far? Okay. And last but not least, that race in which he did come out third, he finished third at Pimlico, was a key race, meaning other horses came out of that race to win their next start. And here again, when dealing in key races, I don't care if it was 46 days ago. I have found it to be beneficial, even if the race was 46 days ago, even if the horse itself ran dead last in the key race, I have found it to be beneficial to know if it was a key race or not. And then finally, the JS jockey, that's a positive jockey switch. And, you know, normally when you switch from one circuit to another, you're going to get a jockey switch. But is it a positive one? Is the horse going to get a better jockey today? And when you see the JS icon, that means the horse is getting a better rated jockey today than it had in its last start, its most recent start. Okay? All right. You see how elementary all this is so far? Okay, this just goes right over the horse player's head. All of this stuff I'm talking to you about. Right over their head, because they're looking for that complicated solution. You know, that's what we do. We are intelligent human beings that want to believe. They can't believe anything can be that simple. Why? Because if it was that simple, everybody'd be doing it. But guess what? Everybody else is thinking the same thing, so they're not doing it. You take the dumbest person who's never played a horse race in his life. Maybe he's not a dumb person, but bring somebody that's never even bet a horse race. He will be on this horse like white on rice, simply because he would be able to notice, oh, the horse finished fifth, then fourth, then third. Right there. You see, but the intelligent horse player just can't accept the simpleness. I've got over 600 videos for you to look at. That's proof that simple works. And as far as simple is concerned, let's move on to stage 2, which is the wagering strategy. It doesn't ever change. Whether we're betting an overlay or a value odds horse, it doesn't matter. Whatever key horse I'm playing, the strategy is the same. First is your win bet. And at 15 to 1, you know, you don't want to be messing around with just a trifecta ticket. Come on. You got to get win money down first before you do anything else. Some players only bet to win, and that's fine. It's a great conservative approach. As a matter of fact, you know, a lot of the members that I know that started with practically no bankroll, a very small bankroll that have built it up over the years, just started by making simple win bets in situations like this. I mean, you know, everything's got to start somewhere. But my next bet in line is the exacta. Oh, my win bet is $14. For the video, the win bet is $14 to win. Now, your bet could be more or less depending on your bankroll. But we do get that win bet in first. Now, after the $14 win bet, exacta, I always wheel my key horse in the exacta. So that would be a $2 exacta, 1 all. This is a daily double race, so I will go ahead and wheel the double as well. It'll be a $2 daily double, 1 all. So we've wheeled the double, we wheeled the exacta, and a $14 win bet. If my horse wins at this point, I'm cashing all 3 of those tickets. Now, on to the trifecta strategy. For those that have bankroll to dive into that area, we're going to single the one horse in the first position, See Ladies Warrior, in the first position of the trifecta. Second position of the trifecta, we're going to put the 6, 4, 3, 5. That represents the rest of the horses in Group A and the top horse in Group B. And then the third position of the trifecta, all. So once again, that would be the 1 with 6, 4, 3, 5 with all, 10-cent super, all for fourth, and that takes you out to the fourth field there, and you just simply extend the trifecta strategy for the 10-cent super. Okay, pick threes. Very, 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 very simple strategy, and it works. I simply find a special horse in a special race, And I like to kick off a pick 3 or a pick 4. I like to kick off and like a pick 3 with a high odds horse overlay or value odds horse that I believe has a good chance to win. Because you get the first race home, your odds are very, very good that you're going to get the next 2 races. Why? Because we simply play the Group A horses in the other 2 races. That's it. Single the 15-to-1 horse and hook him up with the Group A horses in the other 2 races of the pick 3. Simple as that. Okay? All right. C, ladies warrior. Now let's look at the weight column, because I know a lot of you will never ever accept the weight issue as I have found it to be true. Remember, my whole findings on the weight issue is not a theory. It's not an opinion, guys and ladies. It's what I have found to be true. Look up and down. Now tell me, come on. Even the guy that goes to the track for the first time and asks the person he's with, what's this number mean? Oh, that's the weight they're carrying. So even a normal person, I mean not a normal person, but a person that's never been to the races before would say, oh, well, you mean this horse is carrying 110 pounds and all the other horses are carrying anywhere from 116 to 123? Yeah, that's right. Oh, how about that? You know that some of the first things that new players to the game look at, they don't really know much. They probably only have a program which gives the weights. They don't have much to judge, They're gonna, and they may even have the last 3 race finish positions in there. And look how simply they were able to see the horse was improving, and now the horse is getting in with a feather at 110. Of course, they wouldn't know the term "in with a feather," but you know what the term means. Okay, once again, the validity of the weight issue, even though it's a 6 furlong race, shows you it is what it is. And the 3 to 5 horse maybe got a bad start, but see that I want to make a point here. Start all good for all but Kaleida Sound, the 3 to 5 favorite. See, this is my point in horse racing, is there is a gazillion things that can go wrong in a race. Before the race, in the gate, coming out of the gate, during the race. There's a million things that can go wrong. Why would anybody in their right mind want to bet a 3 to 5 horse when there's a million things that can happen to that horse that could take him out of the race? Like it happened here. The horse got a bad start, was maybe rushed up to try to contend, and that's a recipe for disaster. Dead last, and that means prices everywhere else. It ran 33.40 on the Win Mutual. It ran 134, and so we cashed all of our bets. 134. Let's take a look at those. Alright, $14 win bet returns to you $233.80. The exacta for $2, $285. The $2 daily double, $286.80. So even if you only played the 3 basic wagers, you've collected a nice little tidy sum there. A dollar trifecta, $442. 10-cent super on a dime returns $169.62, and the pick 3, singling this horse with the other horses in just Group A and the other 2 races for $1, returns $620.50. Total returned $2,037.52. Now, you definitely want to spend time in the free area. If you want to, you need to learn how to read the reports, and you need to learn how to use the reports. Your 2 biggest assets here on the free page are clicking on the discovery video, go into that page, watch the videos, watch each video 3 times, and I say to watch each video 3 times because you will absorb more of what I'm saying if you watch it more than once. Because I talk about a lot of things you can make money with in these videos. It may not sink in if you only watch it once. But if you watch it 2 and 3 times, you'll retain more of what I said, and you can take that information and make money with it. So the discovery videos, this is your study library. This is your video library, and the rest of this page, including my first book. These are angles that have worked well over a decade. They still work today. Angle 16 is probably, I don't know, 12, 13 years since I've discovered it. It still works today. All these articles that I've written over the years, all for you to understand how to use the reports, strategies, etc., 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 etc. But the most popular 2 items is the discovery video page and the 36 proven winning overlay angles. Okay? But the whole page is your study guide, and it's free. Doesn't cost you a dime. The only thing you have to invest is your time. And if you invest a little time and learn as a student would learn, become a student of the game. If you can do that and learn how to read our reports, and also stage 3, bankroll management, you must learn how to manage your money. Okay? Stage 1 is the handicapping. Stage 2 is the wagering strategies. Stage 3 and the final stage is the bankroll management. However much money you have set aside to play on horse racing, that is called your bankroll. Okay? Of that amount of money, remember, this is money, not money that you need to pay bills with. This is money you've set aside. Okay? Don't take your car payment money and go to the track. Because you will be betting under pressure, you will be betting scared money, and scared money never wins. You will make a ton of mistakes because mentally you will not be there and properly prepared. So only bet with money you have set aside for horse racing. Now, that's your bankroll. Of that bankroll, I recommend a maximum of any given race that you bet, and hopefully you're not betting every race. Try to pick your spots, but of it, whatever race you partake in, I suggest a maximum wager of 1% of that bankroll. Okay? Now, because of that, it will almost pretty much mathematically guarantee you never blow your bankroll. Now, that to you, and 1 to 2%, that to you may only amount to a $2 win bet at this point if you're just starting out. That's fine. There's so many members that I know today that are doing so well that started out making $2 win bets years ago. Okay? You'll stay if you just remain a student of this game and keep up on the videos and look at the tracks where I'm making videos at. Belmont Park, okay? Churchill Downs, Delaware Park, Hollywood Park, Delaware Park, okay? Philly Park on Monday, Tuesdays, Hollywood Park, Belmont Park, okay? This is the Hollywood Park. You got to see wherever I'm making videos, that's where the money is, okay? If there was money somewhere else, guess what? I'd be making the videos for them too. First of all, I try to stick to the most popular circuits, the biggest circuits, and that just happens to be where my methods happen to work best, at the bigger circuits and the most popular ones. Okay? So, focus on these. Where am I making videos? Those are the tracks you should concentrate on. What kind of races? This tells you here. Okay? What else should I know? Study the free online book. It's got 17 years worth of research behind it and testing and still testing, and every last one of those angles still works to this day. Okay? All right. Well, I think I've preached enough. This was a pretty long video, but I thought it was a very good race to express some thoughts to you that I think will really help you in your wagering, and help you to make what I do all of this for, is to help you make and guide you in the direction of making a long-term profit as a horse player. Okay? Thank you very much. Good luck with your bets.